Now that you know the importance of measuring angles, let's go over how to actually do it. By the way, if you enjoyed this lesson, be sure to check out the full Drawing Fundamentals course at mydrawingtutorials.com/basics. It's designed to teach a complete beginner all the basic skills they'll need to become successful at drawing. Okay, back to the lesson. The most common way to measure angles is with your pencil. You can also use a thin skewer or a knitting needle or anything that's long, straight, or thin. Some artists find these easier to use and a little more accurate than the pencil. Now, hold the pencil up to the model or reference photo. You can fully extend the arm or keep it bent, it doesn't matter. If your hand shakes, you can stabilize it with the other hand. Then close one eye and align the edge of the pencil with the line you wish to measure. Then move the pencil over to your drawing and compare the angle. This will allow you to see how accurate your angles are and make any necessary corrections. Of course, you'll want to be careful not to shift the angle of the pencil while moving it. You might want to go back and forth several times, just to make sure you didn't shift the pencil as you were moving it. This is a very popular way to measure angles. It's quick, convenient, and you'll see many artists using it. The problem is, if you have shaky hands and shift the pencil as you're moving it, the technique doesn't work. So here's another method that solves that problem. For this, instead of using a pencil or skewer, you'll need a tool that has two movable edges and a stationary pivot point. This can be a divider, a compass, a pair of scissors, just be careful not to cut yourself, or even two pencils that are held together by your fingers. Now hold this tool up to your reference just like before. Okay, so one of the edges will be your constant. You'll want to keep this edge at a perfect vertical or horizontal. You can do this by aligning it with the edge of your photo reference, or if you're working from a live model, just try to keep the edge as perfectly vertical or horizontal as you can. The constant is what you use to orient yourself when moving over to the drawing. Next, align the second edge with whichever angle you wish to measure. Then move the divider over to your drawing. As long as you don't move these two edges relative to each other, you can shift or rotate your hand as much as you want and the angle will still be retained. Align the constant with its respective angle. In this case, that will be the edge of this grid box. And you can then check the accuracy of your drawing. This method takes a bit more time, but is very accurate, and for people with really shaky hands, this is the way to go. Sometimes finding a perfect vertical or horizontal to use as your constant can be awkward, in which case I'll use an angle that I already established as my constant. If you're going to do this, just make sure that the angle that you're using as a constant is as accurate as possible. Otherwise, you could introduce mistakes into your drawing. Now, these measuring tools are great, but we don't want to overly rely on them. Instead, we want to use them to help tune our eyes to see angles more accurately, so that we can eventually measure angles without them. And we'll be doing a lot of exercises to help you do just that. So, I'll see you in the next lesson. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, make sure to check out the full Drawing Fundamentals course at mydrawingtutorials.com/basics. You'll get tons of additional lessons and step-by-step exercises and learn things like how to draw anything accurately from observation, how to construct and draw objects from your imagination, how to shade realistically, and a whole lot more. So if you're ready to improve your drawing skills, head over to mydrawingtutorials.com/basics or click the link below.